Mr. Watts, he is armed himself. Shots. Shots. Watch it. Tear gas. Live rounds. Also, I can see that.
Just for Quendon! The man is a boxer, man. Watch your hand put in the boxer, man, to do that.
But since my cousin there, you know you come from the East Coast.
You listen to me.
Right? You know you come from the East Coast.
You listen to me now.
You gotta listen to me too, man.
I am listening to you.
Right? Now, I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day, that's when you see one bigger heads come up for talk to my family. Right? And that's bad. If we didn't do a protest, we want to see nobody for justice. You see? I'm not holding back nothing. I'm not holding back nothing. I just need justice for my family.
Good evening and welcome to Politics 101 on a Tuesday afternoon. As you group up, let me welcome all of you, whether you're joining us from Guyana, inside of Guyana, or you're joining us from outside of Guyana, in the diaspora, as we call it. You know, diaspora means where we are dispersed. The movement of Ja people. Wherever you are in the diaspora, whether you are in South America, Central America, the wider Caribbean, or whether you're in North America or Europe, wherever you are, in Africa, in Asia, welcome to Politics 101 on a Tuesday night. Our Guyana, this is madness. Guyana is madness going on there. We opened up with a clip there of not so long ago. We remember so that we do not forget, because some people would want us to believe things are normal and that we should forget.
Mr. Watts, he is armed himself. Shots. Shots. Watch it. Tear gas. Live rounds. Also, I can see that.
Just for Quendon! The man is a boxer, man. Watch your hand put in the boxer, man, to do that.
But since my cousin there, you know you come from the East Coast.
You listen to me.
Right? You know you come from the East Coast.
You listen to me now.
You gotta listen to me too, man.
I am listening to you.
Right? Now, I see you on the East Coast. The day when they get a protest of them, the next day, that's when you see one bigger heads come up for talk to my family. Right? And that's bad. If we didn't do a protest, we want to see nobody for justice. You see? I'm not holding.
Never forget. Always remember, two Guyanas, never forget. This is madness in our country. Madness. And that was not so long ago, just a couple of years ago, maybe 2 years ago, when they killed Quindon Bacchus, murdered Quindon Bacchus. Not too far from, I understand, a house that is owned by Mr. Brutus there in Haslington Pasture, Haslington New Scheme. And we understand that the security camera was on in Mr. Brutus' house. And after they killed Quindon Bacchus, all of a sudden the security camera from Mr. Brutus' place, I'm reliably informed, was removed. Good evening. Do not forget. Sometimes licorishness does make we forget. Good evening to all of you. Good evening to all of you and welcome to Politics 101. Do not forget. Do not forget. If you forget, you can't remember. If you forget, you can't remember. If you forget, you can't remember.
Mr. Watts, he has armed himself shots. Shots, watch it, tear gas. Light rounds, also I can see that.
The man is a boxer, man. Watch your hand put in the boxer, man, to do that.
Never forget.
Madness. Once upon a time, this country was sweet. People could align freely on the street. Whether was north or south, you could always walk without the fear of molestation and intimidation. We had no money, but used to live right. People used to be just poor and polite. It didn't matter what. We were always taught you have to honor your mother and father and then love thy neighbor. Now honor and respect run through the door. Living in a state of undeclared war. Youths acting like they ain't sent parents want to abstain. Shouting out to call me name. I ain't taking no kind of blame. Something happened along the way now. Honesty was simply thrown overboard. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. Something happened along the way. Morality we can no longer afford. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. What's going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. Hijackers, kidnappers, multiple murderers. Trinidad and Tobago long ago was never, never so. Yo! People used to go in to sleep anytime with the window open, no worries but crime. Because the burglarizers, the peeping toms and the mischief makers were all behind bars. Now the murder rate gone up, I ain't telling lie. Like the crime wouldn't stop, don't care how we try. The realization is that the laws of the nation is in chaos and total breakdown. Rationality is no longer the norm. Might well be we need more social reform. Calypsonians do find it themselves in incessant sexual act. But allegations can't be used as fact. So not me, I ain't touching that. Something happened along the way. Self-respect seems to have little value. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. Something happened along the way when intellect cannot resolve an issue. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. What is going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. Disrespect, contempt, decent people cannot cope. Even the judiciary losing hope in the battle against the crime and this is we could make the case here was paradise. No other place on earth was so nice. On land or sea or foam. Once your neighbors string the berry here, you must come back home. Living was easy, now things get so tense. The reason is clearly too much violence. I said the wicked and the evil intimidates and terrorizes the decent people. Oh. But the oil and the other resources still doing well. Carnival, Calypso, still bad, still weave a spell. But it's heartbreaking when you realize the fear you can't dispel. What was once a paradise nowadays, it's just a living hell. Something happened along the way. Dignity seems to be sick and forlorn. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. Something happened along the way. Integrity is over and done. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. What is going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. Why we cast aside intelligence and abandon common sense with unprecedented violence, for which there is little defense. Hey, hey. This is madness. Oh God. The sorrow and the pain revealed in this song. By the things that I'm saying, I wish I was wrong. Because you must admit that it don't make sense to wash your dirty linen in public. Tell me where to hide it. Mama is a matter stop, so take this advice. It's time you wake up and open your eyes. Bring back the good old days. Let the Lord be praised and leave the devil and his wicked evil ways. Oh, the nation's youth must know they mustn't stop trying. Talk the truth to them and cut out the lying. Leaders must be circumspect and guidance must be shown. Youth must use the intellect for a happy future of their own. Something happened along the way, the unrighteous. Now is the rich and famous. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. Something happened along the way, your protective force. There's no example to us. This is madness. Madness. This is madness. Total madness. What is going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong, I want to know. The wickedness is widespread. Babies don't despair. Murderers cutting off head and the citizenry running scared. Then the ordained cuddles the proud and profane. This is madness. This is madness. This is madness. This is madness.
Thank God. Thank God for Calypso. Thank God for the mighty sparrow. As you all have heard me said many times here, when God was sharing gifts, he gave us in the Caribbean that special gift, the Calypso. Something happened along the way. Now dignity seemed to be sick and forlorn. This is madness. This is madness. Something happened along the way. Integrity is all but over and done. What's going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong. I want to know why we cast aside intelligence and abandon common sense with unprecedented violence for which there is little defense. This sorrow and this pain revealed in this song by the things that I'm saying, I wish I was wrong, because you must admit that it don't make sense to wash your dirty linen in public. But tell me where to hide it, where to hide it. This thing has to stop. So take my advice. It's time to wake up and open your eyes. Bring back the good old days. Let the Lord be praised and leave the devil and the wicked evil ways. The nation's youth must know that they mustn't stop trying. So talk the truth with them and stop the lying. Leaders must be circumspect and guidance must be shown. The youths must use their intellect for a happy future of their own. Something happened along the way. For the unrighteous is now the rich and famous. Something happened along the way. The protective force is no example to us. What's going on in my country, Guyana? What's going on in my country, Lord? Tell me what is wrong. Tell me what is wrong. I want to know. The wickedness is widespread. Even babies are not spared. Murderers in high places cutting off the head of the citizenry. And nothing is sacred anymore. Talk to me, Sparrow. Talk to me. Talk to us. Talk to us. This is Guyana. Sparrow is talking about Guyana. Of course, he did that song 30 years ago. But you all know that the prophetic is part of our being. If you are buried on a slave plantation, you have to prophesy freedom. That's why we are prophetic. We prophesy freedom from slavery, and it happened. We prophesy freedom from colonialism, and it happens. It happened. What's going on in this country? Lord, tell me. Sparrow saw a vision. That was Guyana in 2024. And he sang it 30 years ago. Good evening and welcome to Politics 101. The prophetic tradition. It is that tradition that Dr. King, on the night before they murdered him, he was not feeling well. He had a little chill. And the church in Memphis, Tennessee was overflowing with people who had come to hear him. And they went back to the Lorraine Hotel and they said, Martin, you have to come down to the church because they're waiting for you. And he got dressed and he went down there. And what would be his last speech? He said, I've been to the mountaintop and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I know that my people will get there. Tonight I'm fearing no man. I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm fearing no man because I've been to the mountaintop. And the next day, they murdered him. But when Barack Obama walked across that park on that stage in 2008 November, the prophecy of Dr. Martin Luther King was laid bare before the world. I may not get there with you, but as a people, we will get there. The prophetic tradition is part of our tradition. This is madness, and this madness cannot continue. I'm not one to come here every evening and to complain about our people are not fighting and what. I know that we will get there. I know that we are fighting, and I know that the fight that we want to see is not far away because we are not the igniters of doom. And our job is to keep ourselves ready. Brother Bobby Seale says, seize the time. Seize the time. You can only seize the time if you're ready for the time. Thank God. We come here every evening to get ourselves ready to seize the time. There are days when we will feel frustrated and we will beat ourselves up and beat ourselves down. But have no fear. Have no fear. Because the Lion of Judah shall break every chain and give us the victory again and again, as he has always done. Will let the power of Zion fall on us. Or let the wicked burn in flames. Give I justice, peace, and love. That's what we ask. That's what we demand. And that's what we will get. Struggle is not an instant thing. Hamburgers may be instant. French fries may be instant. Freedom is not an instant commodity. It is something that you fight for and you win it. And if you fight for it and you win it, you cherish it. If somebody gives it to you, you do not cherish it. If they give it to you, they come tomorrow and say, give me back that freedom that I give you. But if you lay down your bodies in the valley, and you suffer the sufferation of the righteous fighting the unrighteous, when you win that freedom, you cherish it. Always remembering that we fight so that we don't go back. Or Rastafarian brothers say, come forward. Forward. We forward in this generation. Oh, Brother Bob Marley said, how long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. It's got to fulfill this book. Can't you hear this song? These songs of freedom is all I ever had. Redemption song. Redemption songs. Of course, Brother Bob studied the late, great Marcus Messiah Garvey, who uttered those words in Menelik, Nova Scotia in 1937. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but yourself can free your mind. And if you free your mind, you free your body. And if you free your body, you free your soul. And if the soul is free, you will be free. There was a time when they said, our people, my people, were not people because they had no souls. "400 years later, we are here, still here. And persons like myself are here because of you to tell the story and to keep us always ready. Names they will call us. Dirty things they will say about us. But we're going nowhere. We are going nowhere. Over hills and valleys. Over seas and oceans. We keep coming back to tell them we are people of soul, with souls. That is why we give the world soul music, soul food. And we redeem the soul of the world. Our mission is bigger than a vote. The vote is the means to the end. And the end is our dignity, our humanity. I don't care how much they call me a small party. I know that I am big. Because God has blessed me. God has blessed my people. The seed from which I come. Endowed me with a voice to stand in the valley and at the mountaintop to say, you ain't going to kill us because we're going to fight you back. I am big. We are big. There's nothing small about the people who have gone through 400 years of oppression and broke the chains. There's something big, always big, about us. We're going to change the narrative in Guyana. I said last night, call me a Marxist. Call me a multiracialist. Call me all the wonderful slogans. Because we are a people of intellect too. But as I said last night, when the vultures are at the gate to devour our people, to devour my people, I shed all those labels and face the murderous pack. The murderous pack. Brother Claude McKay said, if we must die, then let it not be like hogs, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot, while round us bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our coarse slaughter. Oh, if we must die, oh, let us nobly die, that even the monsters we now defy shall be constrained to honor us though dead. Oh, kinsmen, fighting with our backs to the wall, dying, but fighting back. When I'm gone, I want them to put on my tombstone, David Hines told black people, poor people, oppressed people in Guyana to fight back and fight with what you have. Fight with what you have. Good evening. Sometimes the spirit moves. Sometimes the ancestors speak to us on a given day and say, go forth, and let your people know that all is not lost. Those who are plotting our demise, those who are plotting to send us back to the plantation, they have something else coming. They have something else coming. There may be others who may say, oh, turn the other cheek. I am telling you all, do not turn no blasted cheek. Fight back, fight back, fight back. They're going all over. The PPP will win the election, they say. The madman, Freddie Kissoon, said the PPP will win a 2/3 majority. Ravi Dev said the PPP will win because leaders on the opposition like David Hines do not want to moderate. What he means, leaders like David Hines don't tell black people to kneel down and grovel and grovel. That is what he wants me to do, to tell black people, to tell opposition people, to tell poor people to grovel. To hell with you, Ravi Dev. I'm telling my people, stand tall, stand erect, and be ready to face the murderous pack. Always, every day, every day. Let them not sleep well at night. Let them always wonder what we are coming with tomorrow. Oh yes. This fight is the fight for our survival. When they discovered the cotton gin, when they discovered the sugar mill, they turned us into chattel. Now they discover oil. They want to turn us into chattel again. But if I may borrow something from our Indian brothers and sisters, this time na long time, this time na long time, this not day before time. Long time you call away hungry belly dog. This time, every time you call away hungry belly dog, you inject something in us to urge us on. We dance, we sing. You saw a sparrow on the stage there, prancing. But behind that song and dance, the sharp knife of dawn, Martin Carter said, glitters in our hand. Oh, Brother Martin, Carter said, I make my dance right here on the walls of prison. I dance. This world's hope is nothing but the blade of fury, and we who are shapers of an ancient sky, discoverers of new planets, sudden stars, we are the world's hope. And so therefore, I rise again, we rise again, for freedom is a white road with green grass like love. We rise again. Let them not sleep well tonight and wonder what tomorrow will bring, because there will be a tomorrow for us. There was a yesterday, and we beat up yesterday. And that is why we're here today. And if they want to turn our today into yesterday, tell them, as we used to say when I was a boy, and we still sometimes say in my little village, if you follow the boxing people, you get fever. If you follow the boxing people, you get fever. If you follow the boxing people, you get fever, and your fever will never recover. We must inflict fever on them, a fever that will never recover. So they say the PPP will win by a majority. One of them write in the paper the other day that he do a poll, and the poll show that Irfan Ali and the PPP will win. He ain't giving numbers. He just said they will win. He poll. But we are jealous of our culture, not any and everybody. We just honor. But you see, African culture, when you go to African all-nation walk, you see, we are a black national people, but we are also respectful of every nation, every other nation. So when you go to black people walk, the spiritual walk, they invoke the Amerindian spirit, they invoke the East Indian spirit, they invoke the Chinese spirit, they invoke the Portuguese spirit, they invoke the African spirit, the European spirit, because we are a people of love. So when you go to a spiritual walk, you call it all nation walk. So when they tell me that black people are racial, I tell them, what do you know of black people who only black people know? And so when that East Indian brother, Vishnu Bishram, said the PPP gonna win, I said, well, he's a Obeah man. He's a Obeah man. Freddie Kissoon said Irfan Ali gonna win by a landslide. Freddie, how he gonna win? He just walk around and shake hand. He's transformative. For a big educated man, listen to the nonsense he speaks. But when you see you're inflicted with wickedness, you drink wickedness in the morning instead of coffee, you drink wickedness in the midday instead of fish stew, you drink wickedness at night instead of tea, you gone crazy. Last night, Freddie was interviewing a man named Asghar Ali, who Jagan bring back to become finance minister in 1992. And before 3 years out, Jack Dio and them PPP buy, Taki name, and the Maingi, and throw you out. He farm your own party and run in the 1997 election against the PPP. And he left and go back to Jamaica. If you hear Asghar speaks like a Jamaican because he lived there for 40 years. And he said he loves Jamaica. And that's the thing, these guys love black people outside the Guyana, but they can't stand black people inside Guyana. They can't stand a black government inside the Guyana. Anyhow, he was interviewing Asghar. And you know, Freddie talked to Asghar about everything. And he asked Asghar, how did they throw you out? Asghar, why you deform your own part? He skipped them. It is called silencing. And of course, Asghar said of Barrett. Barrett was the deputy. And when they throw out Asghar, Barrett take over the finance ministry. Because Barrett undermining Asghar. Asghar last night said, oh, Barrett was a hard-working man. Well, of course, Asghar is back now to get his share because he come back now as a technical advisor to the president. So he come back to the family to get his share at the oil money. And Freddie sit down there and then ask Asghar, why they lick you out after 3 years? Well, how Jack the Odi undermine you? Never ask Asghar that, and Asghar never touch it. That is the level of dishonesty, political dishonesty we are dealing with. If I or any opposition person go on Freddie's show, he asks them all kind of thing. Every week, he get AFC people there asking them what go on in the AFC, who they turn against who, and he get a chap named Leonard Craig, another educated by, sit down there with he. No. That is the danger of the Guyana we are living in. When it's black people or opposition people, they lay it out, but they're silencing what went on inside of the PPP. Because they're all agreed, all of them. Some of them do it intentionally. They're working for me tonight, but I ain't going away. I was saying, you know the reggae song "Rally Round the Flag." They are rallying around the Indian racist flag. Some of them are not racist, but they're rallying around that flag. That's what all of them are doing. They're licking Orphan, Erfan, or whatever he name. Erfan is transform. What make Orphan transform? One thing about Guyana, we know about transformative leaders. We know about quality leaders. And Erfan is not no transformative leader. Why Orphan is transformative? Or you just shake people hand. Well, all you got to do now is go around shaking people hand and you become transformative. Orphan has not come up with an original idea. I don't like to laugh people who can talk and pronounce word properly. Orphan can barely string a sentence together. I don't laugh at people with them things because all of us could be like he. So I don't feel happy saying these things because it could have been me. If I just stay downstairs like our fun, downstairs and then go upstairs for class, I would have been like he. Orphan is a sayings by. But clearly, he used to that downstairs as St. Stanislas. And they're telling me Orphan will win a majority because he's transformative. What these people are doing is that they're laying the groundwork for fiddling with the elections again. I have never, in all my observation of politics in Guyana, 50 years, I've never seen a government that has beaten up on black people like this government. I mean, under Barra Jagdeo, they kill over 400 young black men. They do things. Jagan wasn't that bad. He didn't get in but he wasn't a saint in that regard. But one thing you wouldn't have got Jagan do. Jagan would not have gone slave catching in the black community. He never did it. He never did it. This government in 4 years has done so much to black people. Take away it Padaji money. Broke down people's house and beat up them at Moko. Broke down people's house at Linden, beat them up Hillfoot, in front of the hospital, in front of Demico, all over. Kill up them CD by, kill Quindon Bacchus, kill Boston, Peter Edley. Spit up on black women. Beat up teachers. Refuse to give them a living wage. All of that in 4 short years. You beat up people and then you're saying these people will give PPP the most votes they ever get from black people. What the PPP is saying, that the way you get votes from black people is that you have to beat up them, you have to lick down their house, you have to lick down the stall, you have to spit on them, you have to murder their black, and that's how they will vote for you. That's the logic. If they're telling me more black people will vote for the PPP than under Jagan and under Barra Jagdeo, then they're telling me that in their heads, the way you get black vote is you must beat them up, spit on them, deny them their wages, walk and kneel down on the woman's stomach, kill the picnic, and they will vote for you. That is the logic. They're walking for me tonight with this message, but I'm staying with them. So to get black vote, you got to lick them up, take away everything from them, spit up on them, murder them, and they will vote for you. The only people who do that are people without intellect and soul. Some Indians vote for the AFC, and the AFC was able to bring those Indian votes over for the coalition to win. And according to the PPP and their acolytes, the coalition knocked off 7,000 Indians, and that was enough for Indians to withdraw their vote from the coalition. The coalition didn't spit up on them, didn't tolerate black people to spit up on Indians. The coalition didn't murder the children. The coalition didn't underpay sugar workers. In fact, they invest more money on sugar workers than any other category of workers. The coalition didn't lick down the house. The coalition didn't kill the son in his sleep. The coalition did not murder the children as sacrifice. The coalition didn't do them all those things. According to them, the coalition knocked off 7,000 of them and closed 3 estates or 4 estates. And that was enough for Indian people to say, Tata, I gone from you all. Yes, that means Indian people got intellect and soul. That the coalition knocked off 7,000 of them and closed down 4 estates, that was enough. And they gone. But the PPP not only knock off black people, they beat them up, murder them, spit on them, kick them, kneel down on their woman's stomach. And according to them, black people still vote for them. Because black people have no intellect and no soul. All you hear me out tonight, they're going to keep cutting this life, but I want you all to hear me out. I'm reasoning this thing for you. Because you all got to go out there and talk to your children. That is what they're telling us. We have no soul. We have no intellect. And you get black men, the Leonard Craigs, the Dominic Gaskins, the Hamiltons, and some other black men, mostly men, are sitting up there and saying black people will vote for the PPP. Where are these black men are? Where they living? They're telling the world that the people stupid, ignorant, and dumb, have no intellect. That you beat them, kill them, and they're going to vote for you. I am telling you, the Leonard Craigs and the Dominic Gaskins and all those black men who are spewing that, do not take them back in the black community. They have no place among us. None. If that is what they're telling the world. And that is what they're telling the world. That is what they're telling the world. That I don't got brain. I don't got intellect. That people will beat you all up. Deny you all your human rights. Deny you all your wages. Kill up on your picnic. Kneel down on your woman's stomach. Broke down on your house. Take away your land. Take away part of money. It's part of G money. And you will still vote for them. Because you are nothing. I don't care. If Norton would still love them, but I can say it. If they don't want me in the coalition, I don't give a damn because I'm talking the truth. That That is what this election is about. The Americans give the PPP the election by 1 seat, 4,000 votes. 4,000 votes. The PPP said that they catch the PNC attempting to steal the election. But let me go with the logic. The PPP, the PNC was attempting and they stopped. So the PNC did not rig the 2020 election. There is no charge, there is no document, there is no statistic to show that the PNC rigged the election. But I am still waiting for them to tell us, what about those 47 boxes? That was not attempted rigging. Why there was no statutory document when the law says that each box must have its statutory documents? That is not attempted rigging. That is rigging. What about the 4,000 people, some of whom the police said were not in the country on the day of the election, yet they voted? That is not attempted rigging. That is rigging. What about the number of passes given for election workers to vote? And the passes are more than the people. That is not attempted rigging. That is rigging. So let me take it at face value. The PNC attempt to rig. Now, all we big people, but we are stupid. Attempted murder and murder, two different charges. If you're saying you're charging the PNC and the coalition with attempted rigging, and the PPP is charged with actual rigging, but only in Guyana would they look at attempted rigging and make that a bigger crime than rigging itself. So they have now changed up the laws of the country. Murder, attempted murder, is a higher charge than murder. The PPP, there is evidence that they rigged the election. And what Mr. Pompeo and the Americans did was to co-sign the rigging. And how do we know that? They put sanctions on one competitor. Normally you put sanctions when the thing is done. You say people lose the election, like up in Venezuela. Maduro said he win the election, and you put sanctions on it after. You don't put sanctions in it before the election done. In Guyana, they put sanctions on the coalition. You influence the outcome. You give the go-ahead for them to fiddle at GCOM and rob the election, thief the election. And they're socializing Indian people to cuss black people and call them riggers when rigging happening in the Indian community, because the Indian people got to do the rigging for the PPP. And you're socializing a whole generation of Indians to believe that actual rigging is a lesser crime than attempted rigging. You all see how they're screwing up this nation? We got to de-socialize those people when the PPP is out of the way. They're socializing our country to become a country of ignoramuses. Ignoramuses. Get some young black people running around the place with a couple $1,000 in their hand and saying, this is development. Ignoramuses, that's what they're turning them in. Hustlers, that is what they're turning them in. They're screwing up Indian people, screwing up black people, screwing up Amerindian people. That's what they're doing. All in preparation for rigging the election. Elections at the end of the day in Guyana are won or lost by the ethnic vote. The PPP used to win all the time because there was an Indian ethnic majority. When that majority went, the PPP started rigging. In 2011, the PPP lost by 1 seat. In 2015, lost by 1 seat. In 2020, the Americans give them the election by 1 seat. The Obeah Men them, the jackasses them, are now saying the PPP will win by 10 seats. What has changed between 2020 and now? Indian people and change. Indian people can vote for the PPP. They're telling us them black jackasses. It's them change. And we beat them up for 4 years. Kill up the picnic for 4 years. Underpay them for 4 years. Whack on their stomach for 4 years. And they will give us 10 extra seats. They don't mention me and the WPA, none of the polls, you know. The one party, the PPP, they're afraid all opposition parties. But the one party they're mortally afraid of is the WPA and the David Hineses. Because I ain't coming here and me attack this story. And using the language that you all understand. They say, are you a jackass? Are you the They're doing everything to stop me tonight. Everything they're doing to stop me tonight. But I'm telling the truth. So black people, opposition people, you all hear the story. You all got talk to them Lil, Hatan, and Hated in your all midst, who through no fault of theirs are getting caught up in this couple $1,000. Y'all got to talk to them, and y'all got to talk to yourself. These people want to re-enslave you all. That's their plan. And all hands are on deck. They have some innocent ones. They have some not so innocent ones. One says he's a professor emeritus. He writing here All right. The depth on us, that's all us tonight. But I think we got the message across. We got the message across. We have a lot of work to do, and this work is not just play work. This is serious work. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back tomorrow, and we're gonna keep this message alive. We're gonna keep this message alive because this message is for all Guyanese, Indian Guyanese, African Guyanese, Amerindian Guyanese, because the plain all of we. The plain we different, but the plain all of us nevertheless. All right? And we're going to keep this message going because clearly they don't want you all to hear this message. I come in peace, I go in peace. Are the words of my mouth. Here tonight.